Good morning. Hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I need one more thing. Hang on. So this here, this one over here, and I'll be back in like 10 seconds. Okay. Alright. I think I finally have enough beverages on my desk. We're at like 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need water. There we go. Now I have enough beverages on my desk. How are you guys doing? Let's see here. Ooh, a little bright. It's not too bright. Reset, another day of mountain runs. Hazel, sup? Oh, how are you guys doing? Alright, so these go on. No, it is too bright. It is too bright. Hang on. I gotta turn that down a little bit. This button, that button, that button. There we go. Woo. So, we finally hit the requisite number of desk beverages. So I have water, very important. I have the remainder of my first cup of breakfast tea. I have my breakfast, which is the smoothie, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And then I also made, because I know I always fall out of this one. Fall out? I run out of this one, and then I need more tea. So I actually pre-made, let's try not to break anything, pre-made another pot of tea, and then I need to add milk to it. So I just brought some milk to my desk. And now my cat's here. Hello. You haven't come in here for like a week. You have been like sleeping in your tree instead of the bed at night. You don't even sit with me on the couch while I'm eating dinner. I don't know what's been up with you. Are we not friends anymore? Hi. I think we're still friends. Where's the pink colored hair women at? I'm pink. We're still pink, right? Finally made it to a live. Nice corner of the wall. Why, thank you. That's where I keep a poster, but also a calendar because I ran out of wall space and I really needed to hang like a really big calendar. For planning purposes. So I was gonna tweet that we're streaming because I sometimes do that. No, it's not Friday. Kitty, I don't eat that smoothie. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm going to, but I'm regretting it already. Tuesday, Mount runs. That's the Mount Run stream. That describes this fairly accurately. Oh, hi, cat. Kit, that's a monitor. You're rubbing your head on a monitor. You can't claim that one. That's mine. You can have one of the extra monitors. There we go. Oh, hi. Donald Duck, why don't you level that 100 mage? That mage is my bank call. Early kitty appearance, first time catching the stream live. Cat butt, cat butt, cat butt. She's got a cute cat butt. Yeah, so one day, I'm like, before BFA, I'm thinking of catching these characters up just so that I can continue to make use of them for mount runs. So this one, and then that one, and then finishing off that one, and then that one. So it's like 3.5 characters, although if I'm just leveling and I'm not even worrying about gearing or artifact or anything, it shouldn't be that bad if I just do invasions. But yeah, reset day. So full of hope, so full of bluster, let the misery begin. There is no misery here. Actually made it to a live stream for once. Ishnu, Allah, weary Hazel, congrats on 90k subs. Why, thank you. Do I look weary? Am I weary today? I'm often, cat. That's fine. I'm often weary on Tuesday mornings, but I'm feeling alright right now. So, oh, check out this shirt. So, I'm still wearing the Void Elf bra that gives you the voidy wings behind you. But, I was doing the intro for where, like, my character, like, waves and, like, dances for the beginning of the video for Children's Day, and I was in the orphanage, and I, like, walk into the orphanage in my Void Elf bra, and I'm like, this isn't right. I'm setting a bad example right now. I need to cover up a tiny, tiny little bit. So although it seems to be just as deep cut, which is fine. So I wanted to find a shirt that I could wear under the bra that also kind of matched, and it turns out I had one. I could not tell you where to get it. I have no idea. It was just in my Transmog journal. I must have gotten it sometime, but I'm kind of digging it. I'm still wearing it, so that must mean something. Hi Hazel, what is your favorite tea? Typically in some kind of a poor tea, but it really changes very often. Leech invasions, yeah, that's kind of the plan. Did you boost all those or level them? I leveled them all. You look better without glasses. Ah, well, thank you, but I'm gonna wear them just because they're the gaming glasses that kind of filter not only the light from my monitors, but also the light from my lights behind me. Is that loud? Is it loud when she does that? I have no idea. I don't have sound monitoring on. It's cute. Argusian Reach rep grind tips. Do every single rare golden dragon. Do every single elite quest on all of the Argus zones. All of them. They all give Argusian Reach rep. Also do every invasion point. All of them. It's crafted. Oh, neat. Started playing WoW right into your channel. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the stream. So, Tuesdays we do Mount Run, so I'm gonna get on my priest. We're gonna head out to Throne of the Four Winds and see if we can't. I think she's making up for like 3 days of ignoring me. The purse? Are you purring? Oh yeah, a little bit. So, I need to get started on at least some of these beverages. I haven't had breakfast yet, but I made myself the smoothie. So, background on the smoothie. I have very limited experience with kale in my life. I'm not against it. I'm not particularly excited about it. But I have snails now. I have 2 pet snails. I'm embracing it. They're adorable. I vary their diet often so that they never get bored. And one of the things that the internet said to try feeding my snails was kale. So I was like, all right, I'll buy some kale and then I'll let my snails try some kale. My snails are currently eating the kale. They're all about it. But, you know, they're 2 snails. They're like this big, so they're going to eat like a tiny little bit of this big, it's like one of those sort of buckets. Bucket's not the right word. It's like a plastic container of kale. They're going to eat like 2% of it, so I figure I actually need to figure out how to eat the rest of it. I did remember after I tweeted, and some people reminded me that there is a kale recipe in the WoW cookbook. It's like kale chips, you know, that's like honey and olive oil, I think, and then they're like baked. And I did those, and they were kind of good, but they were also kind of not really worth the effort of doing them. And I think I made them I feel like I made them a little bit too greasy, I guess. Like there was too much there was too much liquid in them so that they didn't quite crisp out. They were just kind of like weird gummy honey kale chew leaves. It was bizarre. They were good, but they were weird, and I don't think I want to do that again. So for this, Kitty, do you really want to eat that? It's a kale smoothie. I don't really know what else goes in kale smoothies aside from what I see in the menu at like a juice place. So I put in banana, vanilla yogurt, bunch of canned pineapple with some of the canned pineapple juice, lemon juice. I was going to do ginger, but I ran out of time. Honey. There was some honey in there because I figured it was heading in a bad direction and honey might be able to rescue it. And then a bunch of kale, and it's green, and it looks like something that I should not put in my face, but, you know, we just have to live dangerously. You can hear her purr very well. Have you thought of wearing a tabard, or do you want to see the Void Elf bra? I don't like tabards even when I'm not wearing the Void Elf bra. I only ever really wear them if it's like a tabard that I have earned that I'm really proud of, such as, I mean, I've already taken off, but I was wearing the Pet Brawler tabard for a little bit. Is it bad to get excited whenever you stream? Whenever it's over, I go to sleep and refresh the Twitch and YouTube page. That's not bad. Although refreshing the Twitch page is a little bit of a doomed crusade. There's very rarely going to be anything new up there. Maybe if I update my PC specs until I find a better place to put those. Hazel, you're my hero. Use your videos for everything. Thanks, Brandy. Throne of the Four Winds? You mean Throne of Thunder? No, I mean Throne of the Four Winds. There's a Drake that can drop there. That I still don't have. So, let's put a staff on. There we go. We're wearing a weapon. That'll help. And then let's take the portal to Oldham. So we have like about an hour, maybe an hour and like 15. I do have a video coming out today. I know I've made like no videos. I've been kind of out of it. But I was working on something last night and yesterday, and it's almost done. So I do have a video coming out. I don't know if it's very exciting, but I never really like them until they come out. And then I'm like, well, I guess that wasn't so bad. And then I start working on the next one. Does your cat give you headbutts? All the time. All the time, Dave. Like, it's her signature move. She can be doing something completely different and not even in the mood. And if you like stick your hand or like your elbow or like you accidentally sit too near her, you're gonna get headbutted somewhere. It's also her favorite way to wake you up. If she doesn't wake us up very often anymore because she has an automatic feeder, so she doesn't need to wake us up for food. But if she wants to wake us up because it's just like Saturday and we've slept in way too late, she will climb on top of you and she will headbutt you in the face. And she's like a tiny little cat, so it doesn't hurt, but it's adorable and kind of tickles. The only pets I own are Tamagotchis. I have some Imperial Puer. I also got the lap song Sushangi told me to try, and I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Make griddles in your stream. Kale stir-fried in garlic butter. That doesn't sound so bad. Like, maybe in like a... I mean, I guess I need to really establish what it tastes like. Let me drink my tea first, work up to it. But, like, I feel like that might be okay in pasta. Sometimes when I'm doing a pasta, I'll, like, stir-fry. Stir-fry's the wrong word. I'll saute. Is that the right word? Stick in pan with hot oil and garlic. Some spinach. And then, like, some tomatoes. And then I'll throw in a bunch of basil and oregano. Sometimes fresh, sometimes dried, sometimes both. And then I'll do that, and then I'll just, like, add some Alfredo sauce to it from a jar because I'm lazy. And that's always pretty good. And then, like, having the extra veggies in there makes me feel more like I'm a real human being. Adorable kitty, thanks. Only tabard worth wearing is the Master Pet Brawler tabard. It looks so much like a Pandaren tabard, though. Like, the Pet Brawler, paw is, like, such a panda look. And people are like, why are you wearing a panda tabard? Like, I worked really hard and used teams that somebody else gave me. Spirulina and some flax seeds for your kale smoothie. I was looking at spirulina powder. But not for me. So I got a fish. You can see him. He's in the bottom right corner of the cam. That's Fleta. Fleta's a betta. And I've been wanting more recent. I've been kind of obsessed with the fish lately. Like trying to make everything good. You know, trying to learn more about fish. Trying to maybe plan future fish. Trying to take care of the snails. I've been like to the point where I think it's unhealthy, but I don't know what to do aside from just write it out. Absolutely obsessed with researching, learning, planning stuff about the fish and snails. I don't know what to do. But one thing that I've been wanting to set up for him is live food, because some people say they really need live food. I think he would live just fine without it. But considering that he's already, you know, potentially bored, hard to say, he's a fish. That's one of the things that I can try to kind of keep him happy. So I wanted to do live food for him. And the nearest pet store is like not super close, and I didn't really want to buy like the frozen stuff. I wanted to feed him like live food, and I figured the best way to do that's probably to culture it. So I was looking into the different options of growing live food for your fish, and most of them are really gross. There's like, have some kind of moldy oatmeal in your kitchen, not in the fridge, but like just buy the rest of your food and then grow some worms in there. There's leave water outside and then hope some mosquitoes lay some eggs and then feed them mosquito larvae, because that's safe. There's like, you can grow microworms. There's Daphnia, which is like wingless water fleas of some sort. Oh no, there's wingless fruit flies, then there's the water fleas. They all sounded really gross. Which is, you know, part of having pets. But I'm, you know, if I really wanted to get into the gnarly live food, I would probably have like a snake or a lizard or something. So the one thing that I figured I could do for him that's still kind of gross, but not that bad, is brine shrimp. They're you know, sea monkeys, basically. If you've ever had sea monkeys, you can make sea monkeys and then feed them to your fish. So I'm going to try that. I ordered a bunch of eggs and like an air pump and like a little thing I can try and hatch them in. Most of the people that are hatching baby brine shrimp are doing them to feed them to baby fish, but I'm assuming that I can just do them in very small amounts and let a few grow out to a bigger size for my fish to eat. We'll find out. But worst case scenario, it's kind of gross and I'm at $20. Oh yeah, but the spirulina that I was thinking of was to feed the brine shrimp before you feed them to the fish to like help them grow. But I decided it was like really expensive to buy, I guess, because everybody's putting it in their kale smoothies. So instead, I bought a pill grinder, and I'm just going to grind up some of the algae tablets, because those have some of the algae tablets that I feed the snails in conjunction with their varied fresh blanched veggie diet. I've been out here boiling and then dunking in ice water individual slices of zucchini, pieces of spinach, pieces of kale. I've been wanting to try them on like some potato, but I'm not really convinced that it's got a lot of calcium in it. Hello. My favorite mount, probably the Lucid Nightmare lately. Lucid Nightmare is a pretty good one. We're 0-48 so far on Drake of the Southwind, but that's all right. We're gonna head to Northrend and see if we can get into the Vault of Archivon. That would be a good first step. Love the Donut Cup. Why, thank you. This is from Disney World. It's quite old, but this is like my favorite large sort of bucket-sized breakfast teacup for when you just want like a huge cup of tea. Mind are you going for now? Next one we're going to be doing Vault of Archivon to try for a Black War Mammoth. That one was for whatever Drake drops from there. I don't really know, but I do know that I don't have it. I know, I always forget. You know, Gnosis cast bars, I can look at my Mind Flay ticks. Do I want to stop the cast on a line or anywhere in between? Hope this makes sense. Yeah, so you want to stop right after a tick. So as soon as it passes a tick, you want to stop right away. Not before the tick, but right after the tick. That's the best place to stop. The idea is that you're not wasting that time that's in between before the next one. But it's really not that big of a deal. There's like it'll help, but it's kind of just a fun thing to work on optimizing after you've optimized everything else. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. The really big thing that helped my damage was knowing the fights well enough to pre-move before I needed to move, so that I could start like stutter stepping my way over by only moving when I was using instant cast globals. So your void bolt globals. Yeah, your void bolts. What else is instant cast? Nothing. Your void bolts and your shadow word pains, if you are manually applying those. On globals that you're casting those are globals that you're free to move without losing any damage. So if you know where you're moving to ahead of time, and it's okay to, within your raid, to start pre-moving, then just start working your way over there during those globals where you can move without losing any damage, so that you're not in a situation where you're in void form. You're running to get to the next spot, and you're just, like, dropping stuff because all you can hit is void bolt. That's the number one best thing to help my damage. Really hooked on the fish? I am. I'm not letting myself get anything else because I know very well that I could very easily not be as obsessed with fish in like 6 months. I would be shocked if I was. But I can take good care of the one that I have. It's good, Hazel. You should get some, and some chlorella. Chlorella. That doesn't sound like something I should eat. Let's keep worm-infested oatmeal next to our eating food. Best idea ever, right? Like, I respect people that do that. I'm sure there are safe ways to do it to make sure that you don't contaminate your own food, but I just don't have... Maybe if I had, like, a big house with a garage, and I can keep all of the weird, gross pet stuff in the garage, like, well away from my food, that I could maybe get on board with, you know? If there's, like, a good, you know, exterior wall of a buffer layer. But I'm in an apartment, and everything is within 8 feet of the food. It's not a very big place. You can get spirulina powder pretty cheap on Amazon. It was like $15. I'm trying to feed my fish food. And I know that a $15 pack would last me like a bajillion years, but I'm not even convinced that the brine shrimp thing's gonna work out. I'm just gonna try it. And I already spent like $10 on the eggs and then another $10 on an air pump for the thing. And like that's as much as I spent on my fish originally. I don't know if I want to spend another $15 for the powder. Also, there is spirulina in the algae tablets, so I'm gonna see if that works. Some people just feed their shrimp flour or like yeast, but I don't know about all that. I've flown to ICC, but this is wrong. We're not doing ICC right now. I may not actually do ICC in this stream today, just because that video that I've been kind of planning forever, demonstrating how to share your own ICC lockout. I'm going to try and do that today to get it at tomorrow. That's on the schedule for tomorrow, so I may not do it on stream just so that I have a bunch of open runs to get footage from for that video. Lucid Nightmare, you can solve the maze in 22 minutes, but it took me 2 hours to figure out the Nightmare Tumor puzzle. Oh man, I got pretty stuck. Not 2 hours stuck, but I didn't understand the brain thing, like the Bejeweled. I'd never played Bejeweled before. And I was like, it was after the blue post had come out that clarified what you needed to do, and it was like, get 5 brains in a row. And I just didn't understand. I was trying to match 3 brains in a row 5 times, and I was like, this is unreasonable. This is never gonna happen. I don't know how I'm supposed to do it. But it really wanted to get 5, literally 5 brains in a row, and that didn't click for me forever. And I like chat, like I was streaming and you guys were trying to explain it to me, and I don't know why you're still here because it took me a really long time to figure it out. Live stream my birthday. Happy birthday, Brock. Check out King of DIY. Not sure if he might have a video about CMUK's brine strip. He does. I've actually watched that. His brine shrimp setup, he had, it looked like mostly baby brine shrimp for like feeding fry. He had 4 bottles. He like DIY put together like a stand for them. It's one of those people that just has like a circular saw in his somewhere. I guess because he's the king of DIY and needs to DIY stuff. But he had like 4 bottles going for colonies, which is basically what you want to do for feeding fry. I'm just trying to make snacks for my single adult betta fish because I'm a little bit crazy. So I'm gonna do the air pump. I'm gonna do it in a smaller container. I don't want to buy a container again. I'm trying to keep costs down. I've already spent enough on fish. You should see. Okay, so right now, his tank. You know, you can see he's got new wood in there. That's new. I soaked it for like half a week and then I put it in there. So that big piece of wood on the right, that is Mopani wood, it's supposed to be, it's kind of like driftwood, but it's not quite, it's not driftwood, but it's kind of like it. And that's going to be, plants are going to root to that. So I have some plants coming this week and the next week. And I'm basically going to try and densely plant it with live plants that I can hopefully keep alive without too much light, although I am trying to get them a little bit used to the light so that I can use the light to grow the plants, because some people are like, man, your fish is probably really stressed out with a light on him, and then the other people are like, man, your fish is really stressed out without real plants, and you need the light for the plants. So my solution to that was, one of the plants that I ordered is Amazon Frogbit, which is it's a floating one. So that should provide him some shade, and also there's going to be a bunch of other stuff. There's going to be a couple of Java ferns in there. There's going to be a bunch of Java moss. I haven't decided if I want to try and root the moss in the gravel directly, or if I just want to attach it to like the bridge and the log. But there should be lots of shade in there. Going to pretty heavily plant it. Maybe get him some shrimp. Maybe put some shrimp buddies in there if I end up breeding extras from the shrimp that are going to go in my snail tank. But the shrimp thing's a couple months down the road, assuming that I still want them. Why is there a black screen? Did I break something? No, everything looks good. No idea you had to match brains. I just played Old God Bejeweled until it worked. I feel like quite a few people did that, and it was a perfectly valid strategy. If I may have actually messed it up by trying to do the brains 3 in a row, because I was actively consuming all of the brains. Wow, that's the sentence I didn't mean to say. I was actively consuming all of the brains in the puzzle, in order to try and match match sets of them 5 times in a row. So I was doing it in the worst way possible. I just got my Grand Black War Mammoth mount. Grats! Give me your luck. I just cheesed it until I got it. What did I miss? Did we get any mounts? No mounts yet. We've only tried for one, though. Well, I guess we tried for the Drake of Far Winds, and now we're looking for our War Mammoth. Which is not yet. Not yet. I'm going to be so happy to be done running this particular raid, because it's really annoying to auto-vendor all of the loot, because all of the PvP effects count as things that auto-vendor doesn't want to vendor unless you manually add it to the junk list, and that's really annoying. Best damage spec for Warlock. I have no idea, but maybe somebody here does. You never figured out the brain, kept playing until the nightmare ended. Only just got notified. What have I missed? Throne. Oh, me running the wrong way. Throne, and then the first 2 bosses of Vault of Archivon, but no mounts yet. Dad used to keep an Oscar fish in a big tank. His food was pet store fish. I've heard that Oscar fish are like, you know, you have to, you almost always, not always, but generally have to keep them alone. They're like grumpy and they'll just like eat whatever. And I think that would be kind of cute. Cute's probably the wrong word. I think that might be kind of useful if you had like a bunch of, like a whole fish thing going on, and some of your fish were like live bears, and you ended up with like a bunch of fry that you just couldn't support and didn't have the extra effort and time to sell. Like, you could just make fish for your fish. I might be too squeamish for that if it actually came to it, but we'll see. Playing a DK, do you have any good transmog sets that I could try and get? DK, the only kind of play transmog that I've ever really spent a lot of time doing is Paladin transmog, because there's like a lot of really pretty Paladin sets. I'm sure there's cool Death Knight stuff, but I don't really know what it is. It's the class that I've actually played the least. For raids, it's Affliction. Do you have any Bear Tartar on you? I do, actually. I was supposed to use that. Most of these raids that I've been doing aren't sped up that much. Once we get to... let's just eat it right here. Once we get to... what do you call it? With the birdie. With the pretty fire birdie. Tempest Keep. Once we get to Tempest Keep, that one you can definitely run through a lot faster with Bear Tartar. Start your mount runs after your LFR Mog runs and your daily world quests. It'll be fun to watch Rarity remind you that you've killed world bosses over 1.4k times. Wow. Ooh. Demonology is fun in beta. Evening Hazel, good luck on the run. Sending you luck. Thanks, Yuki. Do you have any horse characters? Hazel, who is your favorite? Horse characters. Horde characters? Horde or horse characters? Important distinction. I have some Horde characters. I do not actively play them. My EU count is Horde, but I still need to server transfer before I actually play a little bit more. And then, but I haven't really played Horde since MOP. Your guild used Affliction lock, high DBS. You got beta, not sure if you want to, or wait for launch spoiler free. Yeah, I mean, if you're not, like, I obviously play beta to make videos, and I'm very grateful that I'm in the beta so I can make videos. And need to make more videos. But if I was not making videos, I would never play beta. I wouldn't. I am perfectly happy to keep up with like systems and mechanics changes as news sites and YouTubers report on them. and then just let the world and the story and the questing and everything that's going on happen when it's live. You know, it's kind of unsatisfying playing things on beta, because you're not, like, it's not even fun when you're doing it the first time, because you don't get to keep that character in your progression, and then you've kind of ruined it for yourself later. So that's how I feel about it. I know a lot of people are very excited to see for the first time, and that makes it better the second time, because once you've run through it once, you kind of have a better idea of where you're going. You're going to spend less time lost. Maybe you'll have a deeper appreciation for what's going on. So different people will definitely have different preferences, but if I was not making videos, I would prefer to not. But since I am playing videos, I play quite a bit. What raid is this? That last one was the Vault of Archivon. It's the raid under Wintergrasp that you can only do if your faction controls Wintergrasp. We are now heading to Tempest Keep. Try for Ashes of Valar. Horse characters OP. Stan Luna. Have they come out with a song with all of them in it yet? I've only seen the original ones. I really liked the Eve single. That one was really good. I mean, all of them are really good, but that one was especially good. That one made it on my playlist. Got Alar and Invincible last week while I was watching your Mount Run VoD. Nice. I need some of that. I need a little bit of that luck. It's been a minute. Also, I need to start farming some of the mounts that are not raid drop mounts, but that are just mounts that I should probably try to get. Like the other two Fell Egg, is that what they're called? The other two egg mounts from Argus, and then like I'm missing. I have some, but not all of the Army of Light. Yeah, so getting that thing. So continuing to do Army of Light dailies to try and get that thing. Apparently I don't have the Kravos mount, apparently. That's not happening. But yeah, there's still really basic mounts that I need from Legion. I only have one more emissary mount left to get, and I would really like it, but I'm a little bit burnt out. Is burnt out the right word? I don't think I'm burnt out. I think I just don't have that much time that's not spent learning about fish and snails. I don't know. You logged into the beta to look at the mount and pet journals. It's not completely updated yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as new stuff comes out, lots of people will be like, you'll know. MMO Champion always does stuff. Wowhead does stuff. I try and do stuff. I've been working on a video. It was actually the one that I tried to do last week that just didn't happen because I filmed it wrong, that I'm going to try and do again this week. Going over the new pets in the pet journal with their movesets and models and stuff about that. Don't you mean nay? Curious as to what your mount count's at now? I don't think it's changed too much recently. 378 is the total number. Can never have enough horse characters. Why don't I play beta? Just test this dungeon, look him out, dropped on beta. Yeah. It's always a little bit rough. Hey, Hazel, any tips for a new tank player? First of all, congratulations on picking a role that's going to help you find groups, because tanks are almost always needed, especially dungeon tanks. I'm not a very experienced tank, but I would say whenever I do venture into tanking, the two most important things, one of them is having good nameplates. So something like tidy plates or KUI nameplates that will very clearly show you what you do and do not have threat on, so that you can go get threat on the things that you don't have threat on. Making sure that those are set up. I like to have them color coded so that the nameplate will be a completely different color, whether or not I have threat on it. And then the second thing is to have some weak auras. I don't use a whole lot of weak auras when I raid, but whenever I'm playing a tank, that's the first thing that I do, is figure out what my active mitigation is and set up a weak aura so I can see when I do and don't have it up to kind of get a feel for the timing. So for example, on my Brewmaster Monk, I have a weak aura that is tracking that brew thing that gives me stagger, so that I can have a ticking down bar so I can see when I need to refresh it and make sure that I have it up while there's big stuff going on. Same thing with Paladin and Shield or the whatever. And those weak auras are very easy. I don't even look them up. I basically just look up the buff, the mitigation buff on Wowhead, and Wowhead has an export weak aura button. Wowhead has an export weak aura button, and I usually just use those. Look at beta to feel at class changes. That's about it. You go and try the new class stuff, pet battles, save the story for launch. Man, I won't tell you guys about it because I know some people are avoiding spoilers, but I had an experience on beta yesterday that kind of made me mad. Not mad at the game or at any players. It made me mad at the Horde, and I think that's what that's what Battle for Azeroth is trying to do, is it's trying to incite a little bit of that outrage feeling of how could they do that. I'm sure that there's moments like that for both factions. I just haven't played the Horde ones yet. Okay, so I've got my Bear Tatar on. We're just going to run through, kill Kel'Thuzad, see if he wants to give us a birdie. You've had it for the last 3 expansions. Very easy to ruin the expansion for yourself. I'm not super upset about it being like spoiled or ruined for me or anything. I do a little bit appreciate the extra speed that I get when I'm actually leveling by having leveled first on beta. Because there's always a couple of things where even if they're super clear, you just kind of like space out and you can't find it. And then when you eventually do find it, you remember where it is for next time. So that's always kind of nice. But I definitely see the value in preserving that magic, especially like exploring the zones. Oh man, I want to go live in Stormsong Valley without all the war. Take all the war out, and I just want to set up a farm there, live under a cute little windmill. It is so far my favorite zone. There are cooler zones, there are zones with more fantasy stuff going on, but Stormsong Valley just looks like it could be the Shire. It's just so pretty, but in a very like realistic kind of like postcard England kind of way. It's gorgeous. I love it. How do you fly without having hands on the keyboard? I'm new to WoW. Auto run is your first step. So normally keybound to number lock. I changed that key binding to something I can easily reach. And then you can steer with your mouse. You hold down the right mouse button and then you spin your mouse and that will spin the way that you're looking. And that'll spin the way your character's moving as long as you're auto running. So I can be auto running here, spin the mouse, and now I'm moving any which way. I also have all of my movement keys bound to this little joystick thing on my gamepad. This is a Razer Orb Weaver. I have videos about how I set it up and why I use it, and comparing it with different models. But yeah, that's how I do it. Just joined. What did I miss? Not too much as far as mount runs. I spent some time like way earlier complaining about the smoothie that I still haven't. I need to just get it over with. Maybe once the RP starts. It can't be that bad. I put a bunch of honey in it. Pocahontas song. Struggling to get a lot of gold. Any tips for a casual player? Make sure that you are, and maybe you're probably already doing this, but make sure that you are 200%ing every gold mission. Like, if you have, especially if you have alts, that you can set up with followers. It takes a while to get the followers geared out and, like, their item level up. But once you have it to the point that you're getting those, like, 1,200 gold missions that you can then 200% for an extra 1,700, you can do a couple of those a day per character, and that's really good. And then the other thing is that on one character that you're planning on doing World Quest on, get yourself some of these gold on World Quest items. You can get a maximum of 150 gold per World Quest with this and then 2 legendaries. This character does not have the legendary stuff yet. I just haven't found them yet, so I'm getting, 90 gold per World Quest, which still isn't bad. And then you're just gonna, every time you go out and do a couple of World Quests for an emissary, it all adds up. I'm sitting at about 1.4 million gold right now. And some of it is from flipping and playing the auctionist, but honestly, a lot of it is just from World Quest and Order Hall missions. That's it. You've only gotten the flying carpet from the emissaries grind. I feel so unlucky. Oh, no. Hi, Hazel. I'm so excited to have finally caught a live stream. A stream live. Morning, Heather. Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a good time. Hello, Hazel in chat. Threat play data, making sure to attack anyone you lose aggro on. Yeah. Very, very, very important. And then I would also say practice in dungeons before you do raids, and then when you do raids, just like find out for the fights that you're gonna do. An LFR is a good start. So like figure out what wing you want to do in LFR, and then just look up just enough of the bosses. You can even just do it in the dungeon journal to figure out what your tank swap mechanic is, because there's almost always a tank swap mechanic, and then roughly how many stacks you want to swap on. And aside from that, it's basically just punch the thing, make sure that you've taunted it when you need to, as per the tank swap mechanic, and then use the take less damage button when the boss uses his take more damage button. It's very rock, paper, scissors. Alright, I need to try this thing. I feel like I'm eating lawn clippings. It's not that bad. It's mostly the texture. I did it in my food processor. Kind of have a blender, but it does the same thing. It's like, it's got a sweet front to it. You know, you can taste the honey, you can taste the pineapple, a little bit of the banana. And you like it. It starts out fruity. And then the finish is just grass clippings, complete with grass clippings texture. This better be healthy. Pear tartare is great for run raids, makes it faster. You probably knew this. I have some on right now. It is really good though. I started playing Horde because I like being misunderstood heroes. Sylvanas isn't evil because everything she does is to help the Forsaken. Sylvanas, I feel like, used to be more morally gray than she has become. If I was a Horde player that was a big fan of Sylvanas, I would be a little bit upset with her character development. What do you think that Vampire Elves from the Lich King allied race for Horde? I think that's just about as likely as High Elves. Maybe a little bit more likely than High Elves. I think I would be all about them. I'd be very excited about Vampire Elves, but I think it's one of those things that you put it on a thumbnail and then people are going to click on it. New to your channel, I just found out about you. Welcome, Gabe. Legion app, a few minutes a day, crank out the gold missions. Do you have any of the Tavern Craft WoW mugs? You love the Alliance one. I actually don't. I don't know if I could fit any more mugs in my, oh dear, I didn't put on the thingy. I don't know if I could fit any more mugs in my cupboard. I have so many teacups that I'm getting to a point where if I want to get a new teacup, I kind of have to pick one to let go of. I was thinking about doing some kind of like teacup fish tank decor. Because if you clean them really well and then made sure there was no soap on them, you could stick one in a fish tank and use it as like a hiding spot. But I would need to make sure it like fit. And the aesthetic that we're going to be going for is basically like very, very woody and grassy and heavily planted. Callum, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope that you enjoy the stream and the emotes. No tea or tea smoothie. I have water, I have tea, I have more tea, I have some milk for my new tea. The smoothie is breakfast, assuming that I decide to continue eating it. No good there. That's all right. Let's head out of here. We'll stop by not that bad of smell wise. Looks like cucumber. And not that bad. If you use that straw, it'll last forever. Yeah. I feel like if I don't use the straw, I'm just gonna end up with like green mush on my face. Chug it and don't think about it. What's with the fish tank cam? It's covering half the screen. I think it is covering at most 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A ninth of the screen. Slightly less than 10%. That's an acceptable amount. Wash it down with tea. It's not gross, it's just weird. I think if I got used to it, I might enjoy it. I swear I've had some kind of a kale smoothie at like a juice place before. I think I just need like some ginger might be good. There's got to be some way to deal with the texture though. Like I really feel like I'm eating grass clippings and that can't be right. Got in the beta? Nice! I mean, mutant elves, they should start playing a bounty for elf ears. Wasn't that that's a quest somewhere. Maybe it was just the hunter ears in the Borean Tundra. Used to never play Forsaken because I got scared of the mist in the starting area. Oh man. If that mist is freaky, you're gonna not like some zones in BFA. There is some atmospheric spookiness going on. We're heading to Kara. Gonna fly south. Good luck on Ashes. Thanks. We don't need more elves, we need ogres. Ogres would definitely shake things up. I don't know how many people would play them though. People really like playing like pretty races. People like pretty races. I like pretty races. I'm sitting here playing a Void Elf right now. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they can add. They could add another. I want Dryads. You're trying to meet Sylvanas on Tinder? Get a fish tank teacup. I could try and get a fish tank teacup. Maybe if I was doing like a tea garden ruins, that might be kind of neat. Like get like a little sort of like a tea house, like sort of what do you call those things? Not a pagoda though, maybe a pagoda. But like make it super mossy and like kind of broken down looking. But then the teacup wouldn't be to scale. I don't know. No idea. Upset with Sylvanas' direction, they're turning her to the Lich King essentially. About tanking. Bunch of people made some good videos. Blizzard Watch links to posts and vids. Yeah, I bet. I bet there's probably some really good resources like that out there. Thought it was maybe one of the smooth teas since we have them here. They're really good. I have never heard of smooth tea. Grass clippings can't be considered smooth. Have you been watching any TV shows recently? I have been watching. In very small parts whenever Overwatch League is not playing. The series of unfortunate events. The Netflix series. I just finished it actually. We just finished the second season. So there's going to be one more season of it. I don't know when it happens. Hopefully not too long because I don't know. Like I know what happens. I've read the books. I read the books 100 times when I was a kid. That's why I've enjoyed the series so much. But if you did read the Unfortunate Events books as a kid, the nostalgia is probably enough for you to get a really good kick out of the show. If you did not read those books as a kid, you might not. It's not like a super adult show. There's nothing super like I don't know. I don't know if it's got enough to carry with it the nostalgia factor. And then the other thing that I've been watching is Westworld. Westworld's come back. Westworld's like 3 episodes in. I've been watching it religiously every Sunday. I am super enjoying. I loved the first season. I was one of those things where you watch it and then I spent like 100 hours online reading about all the theories, but then understanding all the things that I did not get when I watched it. And I am just really enjoying the new season. Don't need any new races. You just want them to make new Goblin and Worgen models. Hopefully that happens like before too long. I would hope within like an expansion or two. Do you play School of Dragons? No, I've never heard of that one. Used to take your undead to TB, Tolbarad? No, not Tolbarad. After finishing the new Transmog Glade. The Barons. That makes more sense. Want to play the Walrus race? That should have been a race before Pandas. Tuskar. Tuskar would be kind of neat. I'm curious to know if they're ever going to go back and add, like they would need to have a reason why those people are relevant again in lore. Unless it was heavily requested. I feel like those are some of the things that go into whether or not they do it. If it makes sense from a story standpoint to add, and it's not going to take too much effort, and they think people will like it, they're probably going to do something. Would you do a Draw My Life episode at 100k subs? I feel like Draw My Life is like really 2016. I feel like nobody does them anymore. I mean, I don't know. My current plan is to react to some of my first videos. Such a good show. Excited for season 3. What's your opinion of Bless Online? Are you going to stream it? I've never heard of Bless Online, and I am not going to stream it. Billions has been killing it this year. Hey Hazel, howdy from Russia. Hello. You wish the High Mountain were more moose-like in the face. That's it. Okay, so it's like 9:44. I guess we can do a couple of ICC runs, as long as I leave myself like 3. Not even. A couple. What else can we really run? Yeah, let's do a few ICCs. Let's do a little bit of it. I'll Hearth, get on my other character, make the group. Said it won't be an 8.0, but sometime after they're rehauling the Worgen female a lot. I'm interested to see how much it changes. Watching any TV. No idea what they're made of. It's a smoothie with fruit, and it's cold than usual, so I think it's with iced tea. I could see tea being really good in a smoothie. Speaking of tea, I'm gonna like... It's just so weird. That's somewhere where I hopefully won't spill it. We're moving on to the nicer tea. This is also the tea readout that's been on the screen this whole time has been alive this whole time. I have not been drinking pour. I was started with English breakfast tea, and now we're moving on to, this is a raspberry black tea. My sister recently visited me, and she brought me some tea from Murchie's, which, if you are ever in Victoria, BC, in Canada, it's a really cute kind of English-themed tea shop, and she brought me some of their tea, which is kind of cool. So this one is going to be raspberry, and I'm having it in the in my cup from Amy. Based on How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is a show. I've seen the How to Train Your Dragon movie. I didn't know there was a show. Tips on how to keep loading fast. You're going crazy with my half-minute loading screen. We need Volpair for both factions. I have a video that will help you with all of my tips, because honestly, I don't remember them, but I did have a couple of good ones at some point, and I put them in a video. So if you look for loading screen times and then Hazelnuttygames, you will find it, and it's it cut my loading screen times down like a lot. Okay. Use the share instance lock for ICC. Yeah, that's the plan. And I'm actually not gonna do all of them because I'm gonna make a video showing how to do it. Come on, do a behind the scenes filming a video. Oh man, I don't know if anybody wants to see that. It's really rough. It's mostly just the recording part. I'm incapable of speaking under pressure, and you don't think there would be any pressure when you're sitting alone in a room with a camera, but sometimes they're better than others. Last night was actually not so bad. Last night I managed to say things in usually like 1 to 2 tries each. But some days I just can't spit anything out, and it's just the longest edit ever. You inspired me to start collecting mounts and pets. I got Invincible after some runs or so. Grats and Invincible. You can do an Olduar, have chat identify the most efficient way to get to Mim. That would be an idea. This is my bank ult, so I, by reflex, usually repost my mail anyways. I had a couple of ideas for what I wanted to do at the Friday stream, but I've kind of forgotten them all now. I think one of them was fishing. I still want to get the Underlight Angler and my Void Elf, and I have a lot of fishing left to do, and that was a good thing that I could do while still talking to you guys, I think. I think I can fish while still talking to you guys. On the ICC runs, thanks! You helped a friend get Invincible, but you don't like horse mounts, so I passed on it. You passed on Invincible because you don't like horse mounts? I mean, that's a good friend to have for your friend. Very nice. Very nice thing for you to do. Like your hair? Thanks, Gabe. It's almost time for me to redo it. I'm gonna give it like another 2-3 weeks for the rates to come in like a little bit more, because we've got like half an inch, 3/4 of an inch of roots. Once they get to about an inch, I'm probably just going to redo them. And also, the ends of it and then the ends of my bangs are almost completely blonde now. So it's almost time to touch up the color. We're going to try and go a little more purple, not necessarily dark. My current plan is to take the purple rain dye that I used the first time, but to dilute it down quite a lot by using the brand's diluter to hopefully make it a little bit less dark and vivid, but still be kind of that more reddish purple and less the pinkish violet. Love all kinds of tea. Does coffee cause cancer? I hope not. There's lots of people that drink an insane amount of coffee. I feel like if it directly caused cancer at a very high rate, we would probably know by now. I have a cup of tea right now. My throat is killing me. Screaming your head off at a metal festival this past weekend. I saw your Instagram pictures. I figured it was something like that. Tea with honey. Honey, lemon. All good. Ginger, good. Ginseng, good. All right, I remember what I'm doing. We're starting pre-made, custom, start, private, list, auto, and then I will do this on. I can take my void elf out there. Just gonna have to get all the way back up to Northrend. Canadian soon moving to the States. Pretty anxious about it. Any tips? It wasn't that difficult for me. Culture-wise, very few things are different. It's most people aren't even, unless you have a very strong accent, most people aren't even going to know that you're not American. And everybody seems pretty friendly. Tips? I don't know. If there's good tips, I probably missed them because I don't think I'm doing it right. I feel like when you move to a new place to, like, get yourself established, you're supposed to go outside and meet people and make friends, and I haven't done any of those things. Hazel, I adopted my first succulent because of you. It's adorable and it makes me very happy. Nice! Aw. They're so, it's like a pet, but it's like also a plant. I hope that you and your succulent do very well, and that it gets the amount of light that it needs. That's one thing that I found that people that have succulents don't always know about, is if they don't get enough light, it'll tend to stretch out. And you can make them really, like, squat and fat and happy if you can get either a really good window for them, or get them outside in the summer, or a nice lamp. Lamps aren't very expensive. You have the Khadgar ball. No, I don't have the Khadgar ball, and I want one. It won't drop for me, or at least the quest item won't drop for me. And because there's no way for the game to retroactively count how many times that you tried, or at least no way that Rarity is aware of, I guess there must be a way, because there's the add-on that counts how many times you've done the box is the thing, but, oh no, there's not. Anyways, Rarity doesn't know how many times I've tried for the ball, so every time that I try, it's like, man, that was your third try. Sorry. Try again next time. You're just getting started. And I'm like, I have done this for a whole expansion. What's your natural hair color? Do you even remember? Yeah, it's brown. There's like 1,000 videos of me on camera with my natural hair color, so I will always have lots of reference material if I ever want to go back, or if I just ever forget. But it's just kind of like a medium to dark brown. It's nothing too crazy. Do your tip about the streaming for the loading screens? It really makes a difference. It does. And it's ridiculous because that should be disabled by default. Like, if you really want to use the Blizzard launcher to stream on Facebook, that's something that you can go into a menu and click a setting for. Having to turn it off in order to optimize something that you do every day is just silly. It's silly. I'm going to Northrend. Go for a tea. It's 3 a.m., so I should probably go to bed instead. 3 a.m. is a very good time to go to bed. I find that anytime after, like, 1 or 2, I tend to see, not around here very often, because there's not that many bugs here, but if there are spiders around, especially big ones, they tend to come out really late at night. Like, I think that's just kind of when they're wandering around hunting for stuff. So as soon as I start to see really big spiders, that's when I know it's time to go to bed. That is a perfectly good time to stop. Like, I don't bother them. I mean, if I don't see them during the day, there can't be too many of them. Going to the States, don't go to New York. Good to know. Why not? It's nice. I mean, some places are just really expensive to live. Seattle, San Francisco, New York, to some extent LA, very expensive. A lot of other places are getting more expensive. But I'd say compared to Canada, housing prices on the whole in America, outside of like the really expensive places like San Francisco, are way more affordable. Although I came from Victoria/Vancouver area, so my sense of what housing should cost might be kind of skewed. I am going to Northrend. People know you're Canadian when you say your first aboot. Succulents are cute. I got a new spring cactus the other day. New York is expensive. Asmon was up to 150 charge for the Wonder Ball. Okay. I don't know how many I've done. It's probably not 150 though. I don't have to feel that bad about it. I am joining my own group. Find, join, the good. And now I'm going to fly to ICC. Is it weird that I play with no add-ons? Not that weird. Do you use Olaplex for the bleach damage? Sorry for the beauty question. I do have Olaplex, and I've just started using it. I only have the leave-in one that you can order yourself. Because I bleach my hair at home, I don't have the other two that happen when you get your bleaching done. If you get your bleaching done in a salon, I would absolutely go to a place that will use all 3 steps of the Olaplex for you. But I did use the number 3 just to help condition my hair, and it helped a lot. It helped a lot. It's really expensive for, like if I had short hair, I would be 100% using it twice a week forever. But it takes a lot to do. I have a lot of hair. Like, it's curly, too, so when it's straight, it's down kind of like ribs, mid-ribs, and it takes a lot of stuff. I saw this channel and I like it already. I want Sorfang or Bloodhoof as a new war chief. One of those two would be good. I feel like there has to be, like, I'm a little bit disappointed with the Tauren, because so far, recently, and to some extent BFA, there's some stuff going on with the Horde that is very morally questionable, and you just see, like, some Tauren dudes with some big drums being like, oh, yeah, I guess we're doing this now. This is cool. You know, go Plague. And it's bizarre because you know that's not really in line with their values. And these sorts of things have been happening for a long time, and either A, Tauren are kind of doormats, and, you know, they don't agree with it, but they're just gonna shut up because they don't have any better ideas. Or B, they're working towards some kind of schism with the Horde where the Tauren have some kind of issues with it, but, I don't know if they would do that. Like, obviously not splitting the factions, but I don't know if they would do, a storyline like that. They might. It might serve to further demonize Sylvanas and what she's doing, though, and I don't know if that's the direction they want to go. Fishing while I'm listening, my Luminous Pearl won't drop. Use your priest powers and bless my casts. I don't know if this is the case for you, but in the event that you just finished the achievement, log out, give it a couple of minutes, like 2 or 3, log back in and keep fishing. It should drop within a couple of casts. If you've done more than 10 casts, just re-log for a bit and see if that helps. That was what needed to happen for me and a lot of people that were commenting on Wowhead. Alright, so we need to be raid difficulty normal 25, zone in, and switch it up. 800k, should I buy BFA right now or wait until after it comes out? It says the price for WoW tokens will go down. What are your thoughts? I would never ever count on WoW tokens ever going down. Typically speaking, so far, they are a price, and then something happens that drives the price up, and then they never really come all the way back down, and then something will drive them up further. I would never bank on the WoW token price going down. It's just, there's a very strong possibility that it never happens. They're always adding new things that you can get in exchange for Blizzard balance, and then people, every time that happens, the price goes up because people want to use their gold to get it. Do you have to do ICC in normal first to set up the shareable lockout? No, I don't think so. I don't think it has to be on normal. It can be. It can be on normal. Are Dryads technically horse characters? I suppose they would be. Why am I going? I'm not taking that portal. That's the portal that we can come out of later. We're taking this portal. Wait a minute. I didn't accept a lockout, did I? I did this wrong. I need to walk out of here. Hang on. I was doing all the plague stuff quests in my High Mountain Tauren. It just felt morally wrong. Tauren love blight. Don't know what you're on about. You're hoping there's something that validates Sylvanas' decision, because otherwise it just looks repetitive and boring. Missed it. Didn't see a video for it. What setting were you referring to for load signs? So there is a video. Look for loading screen, Hazelnuttygames. It should come up. But basically, there's a couple of things that you do, but the number one thing is in your Blizzard launcher, in the settings, there is a setting for Facebook streaming, and you want to disable that because that will help. Or it sometimes helps, but it often helps. Okay, so I need to get back on my other character and extend the lockout again because I forgot. You got the Underlight Angler. Yesterday I didn't have to relog, just fish in the fishing spots. It's just the Luminous Pearl I found is it has a much higher drop rate after you relog. Do we know if Angler's going away, or the chance to get the Angler? I don't think it is. I remember a post from Blizzard at some point saying they had no plans to remove the Angler. Which is why I'm getting it. What am I doing? I'm logging back over to this character. One country that you really want to visit? Lots of places I'd really like to visit. I don't travel a whole lot, and I don't have a lot of experience with traveling, so it would probably be best to go somewhere that has either English as a first language or like a very high English-speaking population to make it a little bit easier. I don't know. Is the pretty kitty cam jealous? Kitty came and said hi at the very beginning of the stream. I don't know, I don't think she gets very jealous. She sometimes comes up and hangs out while I'm sitting in front of the fish tank, but I think it's mostly because the fish food smells really good. Okay, so, raid info, lockout expired, reactivate raid lock. I'm actually, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my video. I don't want to, I want to make sure I get footage of this and have my camera and everything over it, so I'm actually gonna stop right here, which I know. But I'll only do as many as I need to make the video, and then if I have any runs of IC left over, then I'll do them on the Friday stream. The storyline in Legion, yeah, that's fine. I didn't follow it super closely. I'm always a little bit more about the atmosphere and like the aesthetics of the areas that I'm in. The things that are happening in them are kind of neat, but I'm never too concerned about it. Visit Australia. Bad luck with the oceanic rares. You think we can still get it? Just might do it when there's not new stuff to do. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I think you'll still be able to get it. There's very few things that you will not be able to go back and get. There's a couple of things, but there's not very many. You went to Japan, you didn't have to talk to anyone. Most things have English. Good luck finding fried shrimpies. Did you need to find fried shrimp? Wish me luck in the Mage Tower. On to attempt 32 for the Feral Raid. Good luck. You got it. Hopefully this time, but if not this time, you know, every time you're getting a little bit closer. Alright, I am going to go get to work on a video that I can hopefully put out today. Thank you very much for watching. Before I go, actually shout out to our sponsor, the Dollar Shave Club, where for $5 at dollarshaveclub.com/hazelnutty, that one right there, you can get a starter kit including a razor, some cartridges, some shave butter, some body wash, and some wipes. You know, it's a month's worth of shaving for $5. Not that bad. That's at dollarshaveclub.com/hazelnutty. And it will make you smell like a man, but like a nice man. You know, it's a good man smell. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.